Hey, this is Matt once again. What about another video? There's another paid request, this time for Yule. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, commentaries, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the 1999 film Body Weapon. And flat out, I thought this film sucked. It's cool. I think Yule, he's a fan of it. That's cool. I know my friend Fabio reviewed this maybe a month ago, and he wasn't a big fan of it either. It stars Vincent Zhao. Sorry if I mispronounced his name. I think what Fabio said, he was the guy that took over for Jet Li in Once Upon a Time series of films. But I don't know Vincent from many films. I'm not too familiar with him. It's directed by a guy named Amin Chang, who I think worked on that new Donnie Yen film, Enter the Fat Dragon. And then you have Angie Cheon. This film, it's funny, if you look at the cover makes it seem as if it's going to be this action film, guns a-blazing. There's a woman in skimpy outfit holding a gun. She never wears that outfit, and I don't even think she ever has a gun that I remember in the movie. Vincent isn't really the star of the film. He's a supporting role. It's a film that's trying to be a rape revenge film, but at the same time it has some weird attributes to it, and it's really not that exciting. It looks rather cheap. Like, it looks like a direct-to-video film in terms of production value. There are certain scenes where it's the two characters and everything in the back is just black, just completely black. And for crying out loud, man. Okay, how do I explain this movie? A couple are killed. The lady is abused. And of the bad guys, one of them has a gimp suit, as if he got it from Pulp Fiction. And while that is being investigated, you have these two cops who are in love with this lady who's also a cop. That the two cops, they're friendly with each other, they're friends with each other. There's a scene, which is sad that the best fight scene in the movie is a scene where the two cops are play fighting with boxing gloves. Well, that and maybe a fight scene in an alley like an hour in. Those are probably the only two decent fight scenes. If you don't just expect an action film, you're going to be very disappointed, because it's really not. So the two fight with gloves, they love the same lady, and the lady's pretty much given ultimatum, it seems, by the captain, like, you better choose one of them or you're fired. That's what it seemed like. But okay. And so she picks one, not Vincent, but the other guy. They get married, they're newlyweds. They have this Skinamax sex scene. People go, what the hell is Skinamax? Well, there was a channel called Cinemax, and back in the day, before the internet, a lot of people were watching Skinamax late night for that softcore fun. And that's what it is. That softcore fun. But yeah, it's very Skinamaxy. And I don't even think you see the lady's nipples, so I don't know if she had a no nipple clause. Maybe my mind is fleeting, which has happened many times before, because I've done a lot of stupid mistakes where I say the wrong person's name, or I did a date wrong. Maybe these bad movies are making me go senile. That could be true. But you don't really see much. And so that night, these men come up, including the guy in the gimp mask, and this mediocre action, like, I don't know, just the fight scene where the guy's trying to fight these three, for some reason didn't do much for me. I don't know if it was the way the film was lit, or just it screamed this low production quality, which is doesn't seem typical for when you're watching a Hong Kong film. Or maybe I just been lucky enough to see the right ones. One leads to another. He gets killed. The girl gets abused and raped. I think she's given herpes or something. She survives. And of course she's out of it and she's mad and she wants revenge. And she's trying to figure out what to do next. So, how the hell do I explain this? Because I'm sure people listen to it, well, what's the big deal, Matt? Well, she goes and finds this very, very, very obvious gay guy. Very more flamboyant than the birdcage. Helps him out of a jam. And in return, he helps her in teaching her the art of using your body as a weapon. So you arouse them, and then you're supposed to kick them in your high heels in their G-spot, which I guess is their taints. And then you'll kill them or something. I'm sure they're going, is this like a sequel to Cod Puncher? Taint Kicker? Is that what I'm watching? Am I going to watch Taint Kicker? You know what? If it was, maybe it would actually be funnier. Or maybe it would actually be better. It's not meant to be funny. Well, that's weird because it has some weird comedic moments that's trying to be funny. Which is crazy with the tone of trying to be a brutal opening. But then you have some weird comedy moments that just don't feel right. Like you have one of the weirdest, dumbest training montages with this cheap black background where over and over again she's trying to kick this egg until ultimately she does it, I guess by doing that. Which that's why I said I guess the taint, because we did the egg, you think the balls. Okay, she's going to kick the balls and the balls are going to explode. But I swear they mentioned, well, no, it's behind the, something like in the taint. But again, she's kicking eggs, so, and they explode, they make you think of your balls. Whatever. And then she finds two of them very easily. And by the way, this is about an hour in. So yeah, that's how exciting this film is. You get two, brutal attacks. But not like I spit on your grave type of stuff. It's not like that. So it wasn't offensive to me or anything. It just, I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about the story. It just looked cheaply made. With the, like I said, the lighting, it's not much action. An hour in, you have Vincent who followed the girl. He has a decent fight scene in an alley with another guy, while the girls deal with this guy. The Angie Cheon, she's pretty inconsistent. Where on one hand she's very scared and useless, but on the other hand, then she does this, but then 5 minutes later she's useless again. I'm sitting there going, isn't this supposed to be like her movie now? Like she wants revenge and she wants to get the people who raped her and killed her newlywed husband. You want to see that? Go watch Kill Bill. I mean, there was no rape, but she got married, she got fucked up, she wants revenge. A bride wanting revenge on the people that killed people and messed her up. Go watch Kill Bill Volume 1 instead of this. She's throwing glass at this guy and then stabs him. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. No taint kick? Like this whole thing they built up. Okay, now she's going to kill everybody with this kung fu taint. They missed out on something. If they call this kung fu taint. There you go. They missed out on something. Should have been called Kung Fu Tank. No, she doesn't do that. I'm like, wait a minute. What was the whole point of this montage? Oh, because she used it once at the very, very end. But I'm like, well, you made this big deal of her training in this one specific thing, but you don't have her do it to each. There's only like 3 people. You don't have her do it to each of them? Okay. That just like a waste of time. And like I said, she found them too easily. No, instead she just stabs the guy. Vincent, after this fight where they're not really able to get blows on each other, but he handcuffs the other guy, they go off, comes back, the guy's gone. Oh, I guess I haven't even brought up the fact that it's very obvious who the guy in the gimp suit is, because as soon as you see him, you go, I bet there's something wrong with him. Vincent knows this guy, this bald guy who looks like, I don't know, Tatsu from Ninja Turtles. I forget the actor's name. It's not him, but he is Vincent's buddy. And I'm sitting there going, okay, there's going to be a reason why he's wearing a mask. Doesn't always have to be. A lot of times it can be just to be more mysterious or try to be more scary. But let's face it, there's also a lot of times there's a reason someone wears a mask is because to hide an identity so that there'd be a reveal. You know, ooh. I said, well, if that's the case, there'd be no one else. And like this guy seems a bit... Something about him seems like a villain quality. And lo and behold, it is. The bald guy who's Vince's buddy, he's the guy in the gimp suit. And try to explain to me the reason he's killing. Is it because he's gay? But he's fighting the gay urge? He's afraid of the gay? Or something like that? Or was he in love with Vincent? Or... I mean, this is a movie that at one point there's a line dialogue that says straight and gay are the same thing. I think the subtitle said that, but I think the dub says straight and bi are the same thing. Maybe the same in your book, not in mine. But whatever. He gets his finale with a bit of the two being chased by the 2 bad guys, and it's... I'm finding it hard to talk about because it's really that forgettable to me. There's a bit where Vincent fights the guy that he was fighting in the alley before, and it's not even that great of a fight. I mean, you think of all the Hong Kong movies or all the other martial arts films, this one is very lame, pedestrian, forgettable in terms of fight scenes. And he kills the guy, and here's where my confusion sets in. He kills the guy, and the guy's on the ground. Then he turns, and the main bad guy comes in with the girl and throws her down. Oh, by the way, did we already forget that this is supposed to be a rape revenge film where the girl's getting her revenge? So, no, instead, for the most part, she's a damsel in distress, yet again, for the guy to save her. And then the bald guy and Vincent start fighting, and it's kind of like, okay, you do this, then cut to the other guy doing this, then cut to you doing this, cut the other guy doing this. It's like that back and forth. There's no fluidity. There's no, like, the two side by side, you know, going back and forth. Like, it's so badly directed. So piss poorly directed. This is like the last big fight scene, and it's the worst fight scene. It's the worst edited fight scene. It's like poorly lit. It's just badly directed. And then at one point, the bad guy who the Vincent killed is now hanging. I swear to God, I don't remember seeing the transition from him getting the body and hanging him up. When did that happen? Did I see a different version of the film where that's cut out? Is that what happened? Because I know there were cuts to the film. Like there's a longer cut. But because the version I saw, he was on the ground. These two are fighting. Then he bumps into, wait, now there's a guy hanging? How? When? Where did they get the rope to hang the guy? When did they get the time to go up and hang the guy and tie it up? And where did that happen? Where is this? What is this? What is going on? What did I miss? I apologize if I missed something so blatantly and bluntly there. But I guess my mind was either taking a trip off the pier or into the mouth of madness or something else entirely. Because I don't remember how the hell that happened. Man, I told you I'm going to see now. That's what I'm going to see now. And there's a potentially interesting idea where the guy uses the dead guy to fight the bald guy, but again, it's so poorly shot, and this director loves close-ups too. A good chunk of the film is kind of people in this angle, like up close. He loves his close-up shots. So Vincent kicks the guy's ass, then the guy gets a few cheap shots on Vincent, and then the girl stops him, and then she starts just taking her clothes off and starts seducing him. Because I guess even though he's gay, he will be seduced by a lady. Because if you have tits, you'll be seduced or something. And then he jumps, she does the taint kick. It hurts him, it doesn't kill him. He crawls over, and then, yeah, one of those sliding doors, she slams it, you hear him die. That's the end of the movie. So, a lack of action. The actions there is mediocre or bad. If you think of the training fight scene between the two cops is alright. The one where the newlywed cop fights the three guys, I mean, it's mediocre. The alleyway fight is alright, but nothing memorable. And then the fights at the end, the two that Vincent did in, they're really not that great at all. And like I said, the last one's the worst one. There's no gunplay, despite the cover showing guns. The girl never uses that outfit. The first 30 minutes is rather boring. Very, very boring. It doesn't do a good job making us give a crap about these characters. Like I said, it feels cheap. It feels low budget. It's poorly lit. And then it just has a sense of weirdness to it with the taint kicked in. And I'm not going to call the film homophobic, but I can see people watch this and calling it homophobic. So you take that for what you will. I just think it's a lame movie. You want to see... You know what? I'll just go back and I'll just watch while this desk gives me trouble. I'll just go back and rewatch films like this. Please don't fall on me. I'll just go back and watch this. Broken Fist, also known as Broken Path, with Johnny Young Bosch. Has like 15 damn titles. Attack the Yakuza. But watch the version called Broken Fist, because that's the uncut version. So actually I'll say Broken Fist is the one you want to watch. Well, it's also called Broken Path. Broken Path, Broken Fist. Go watch this with John Young Bosch. Watch that instead. Or Drive with Mark Dacascos, or... You know, my friend Michael CP watched a film called Meltdown recently. Meltdown isn't that good, but even Meltdown with Jet Li is better than this movie. I'd rather watch that than this movie. So, Body Weapon is bullshit. She barely uses her body as a weapon. She's barely a weapon. She barely defends herself. It doesn't really empower her because she's still kind of a weak ass. And, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. No wonder it is just like a 4 on IMDb. Rightfully so. So, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.